those are the valet parkers.
Wow, an army.
An army of valet parkers at the ready. Oscar turns 90. We are so glad you're here. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes, we welcome you. We are live at the Oscars for the next 2 hours. Hollywood's biggest names make their way down this red carpet in what has been an extraordinary year and could be a very compelling afternoon.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see, where the conversation takes us this afternoon. And one way that it's Oscar Sunday and that it's about time is when you see Wolfgang Puck, which we just saw. The crowd up here, and these lovely people are here for hours, and they're just waiting to see someone famous. And so far, the famous people are arriving. They'll be here soon. And there they are, the throngs of people. But when Wolfgang walks by, he hurls chocolate at them.
And not just any chocolate.
Yeah, gold-covered little Oscar chocolates. So he makes their day.
He makes their day.
They haven't eaten in a while.
We've got extraordinary coverage right here on the carpet. Our cameras are absolutely everywhere. And our colleagues and friends, Doug Kolk and Megan Henderson, right next door, Lowe's Hotel, where a lot of people are getting ready.
Yeah.
I had an elevator run in already this morning. Friends, good afternoon to the two of you.
Hi, you guys. Look beautiful.
Good afternoon. Oh, thank you. We're going to tell you guys look absolutely fabulous. And that's one of the things that we are going to be talking about is what people are wearing. Because, of course, the fashion, just as much a star of the show every year as the actors.
Yes, and thank you, by the way, Megan. Yes, I know a lot went into this. No, in all honesty, how amazing does this dress look?
You're so sweet. I went very big this year, and because if you're not going to go big at the Oscars, where are you going to go big, right? This is actually courtesy of the Albright Fashion Library, and I know they helped you as well.
Yes, with this, I trotted my way in with this brackish turkey bow tie made of actual turkey feathers, but I must mention no turkeys were harmed in the making of this bow tie.
Well, thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Available at Ron Robinson.
And Jessica, you look absolutely stunning. That color blue, so fabulous. Tell us, who are you wearing?
We'll pick that up, Megan and Doug. Thank you very much. Megan asking the question, who are you wearing? And she loves that blue.
Oh, thank you. Versace from the Albright Fashion Library LA. And 14 carats. We always have to thank the people who let us borrow the jewelry because this goes back immediately.
Precisely right. Thanks to JB Custom Clothiers
Very
for
handsome,
the duds
Sam.
here. 14 carats for the men's jewelry as well. You mentioned the Albright Fashion Library.
Yeah.
Let's go take a visit, see how Jess and I got ready.
This is my favorite place on the planet, this place right here. It's every girl's dream. To make my fashionista fantasies come true, KTLA stylist Anya Sar checks us into an appointment-only luxurious library.
Sam, Jess, thank you for coming here to the Albright Fashion Library. You guys know today is my favorite day of the year. It is dressing you for Oscars Day. You guys were so lucky today because guess who's here? The Irene Albright.
Irene!
She is here. Come.
It's a fashion playground.
How many dresses are here?
Well, here presently, probably I would say about 5,000 pieces.
Well, you should be able to find some.
Those who covet couture consider Albright haute heaven.
Okay, Jess, you ready?
I am ready. I'm excited.
Okay, I've been here for days. I actually slept here last night. And I went through every single dress and I narrowed it down to your rack here. Let's go through and see what speaks to you. And Sam, I love and welcome your commentary and opinions.
All right, I don't know if this catches your eye. There's one huge upside or not.
Okay.
And pretty in pink.
Oh, the pink. You're
Okay.
right. It's kind of the Sweet 16
Right.
pink.
But then it has a
Debutante.
twist because you see the gold through, which is very Oscar worthy. So you think this could go either way?
This could be fantastic or not.
Okay. I love Sam's fashion commentary because rarely are we together.
Right.
So okay, are you coming to my Sweet 16? While I'm feeling pretty in pink, it's really comfortable and it is kind of a Cinderella dress, isn't it? And pop on a print. I've never worn a print before, but the whole floral thing is popular and
Very.
you see it in everything.
Yeah.
And I think it's really sweet.
Okay, let's try another.
Okay. Sam strikes gold.
I think halfway there. So I think the color of the tie is terrific. Yeah, I would do a different color.
So we'll work on a different shirt,
Okay.
and then just to show you, you know how I feel about a pocket square.
Right.
The classic white, or we could mix metals.
Sam, this was one of your picks. Now I see why everyone, from movie stars to everyday divas, love the library.
And what we just experienced is probably just a fraction of what the stars and their stylists are going through throughout the course of the weekend.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting when you talk to people and really their stylists, they have, even on Oscar Sunday, backups. You know, they think they decided on something, and then if the mood changes Sunday, they have a few ready to go.
In the case here, you know, it was very gloomy and dank throughout the course of the weekend, bright and sunny now, so that might have changed their selections.
Sure.
We'll find out what they're wearing when we come back right here. We're live at the Oscars. Thanks for sticking with us. Back here with more in just a minute.
Gary Oldman was in the makeup chair for 5 hours a day to become Winston Churchill in The Darkest Hour.
It's not a gift, it's revenge.
Tonight, Oldman is nominated for Best Actor for the role, his second Oscar nomination. Brought to you by American Airlines.
And he is part of the Oscar family. Wolfgang Puck, two sons here with him. Wolfgang, how many years for you catering at Oscar?
This is 24 years now we are doing the Oscars, and as you can see, the next generation is in business already, Byron and Alexander. So we will be doing that for another 100 years, I think.
I think so. How many of those gold? And Byron, don't be shy. Hand us a couple.
Oh, the famous chocolates. Thank you, Alexander.
How many are these?
We made 7,000 chocolate Oscars.
Wow.
Altogether, we made 30,000 little appetizer hors d'oeuvres, and then we made 15,000 main course plates. So
what is the celebrity favorite dish, Wolfgang, that they always want to have?
we have to make some traditional thing like the chicken pot pie all the time. Alexander is the king of the chicken pot pie already. And then we have the Miyazaki beef here from Japan. They raised the cattle specially for us, and it's amazing. We're going to serve it with a little bit of spicy carrot puree, and some bonsu jalapeno sauce on top. It's going to be amazing.
Lovely, Wolfgang.
Yum, yum, yum. Nice to see you. All
Thank
the
you,
family makes their
guys.
way into the kitchen. Thank you so
Have
much.
fun.
Megan and Doug, conveniently, well, Jessica and I have 4 of these, so we're going to save 2 and offer 2
We will.
to Megan and Doug at Lowe's. Here are your gold Oscars.
Hi, guys.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Definitely save some for us.
Yeah, and Sam and Jess, just like the food, 90 years of the Oscars, fashion has certainly evolved.
It's true. And when it comes to style, everything old is new again. Take a look.
The red carpet. That's what we celebrate, 90 years.
Designers like Nick Varios agree. Fashion is timeless.
You see hints of the decade of the roaring 20s in this dress, but it's still so modern.
At the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, taking a look back with the fashion-forward line, Nicolike.
When we think of the 30s, we really think of old Hollywood, Greta Garbo, Jean Harlow. The 30s wasn't just bias cut, also a time featuring a lot of draped dresses. Early Grecian goddess. I think of the 40s, I think Ava Gardner, Lauren Bacall, Betty Davis. You see the shoulders, you see the peplum, you see the fitted waist, hints of a suit. This is the 50s. I think of Grace Kelly, Marilyn Monroe, the 50s swing dress, the feminine style, the ball gowns. We think of the 60s, of course, we think of Jackie Kennedy, we think of Audrey Hepburn, all about the 3/4 length sleeves, the capes. This is timeless fashion. The 1970s, the jumpsuit, Studio 54, but it still looks modern and now. Let's discuss the 80s. All I could think of is shoulder pads, age of excess, more is more, Dynasty, Joan Collins. The 90s, the decade of supermodels, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell. A lot of the designers did so much of the silhouette. The 2000s, when I thought of this one specific gown that Renee Zellweger wore, 2004. This is my version of it, coral colored wool silk. We finally did it. We're in the 2010s. It's sequins, sequins, and sequins.
And Nick's pick for what's next?
To symbolize now, the future, dripping in gold. Notice those decades in the gown. The little cape, 30s, a little bit of 40s with the shoulder interest, but it is still so now. Happy 90th birthday, Oscar!
And we are back with FIDM correspondent Nick Various. Nick, what are some of the trends we're going to see on the carpet this year?
Hi, you guys look gorgeous. I think we're
Thank
going to see custom. You know, before we would see couture, haute couture, but now it's another level, custom designs.
Nick, I'm going to put you on the spot here. One nominee you're excited to see.
A nominee, I'm excited. Oh, you are putting me on the spot. Sally Hawkins, only because she's kind of a fashion gal. And she's been wearing a lot of Christian Dior couture. I can't wait to see what she wears.
That is unexpected. I like that. We'll be looking for her. All right, Sam and Jess, we'll send it back to you.
All right, we will keep our eyes peeled for Sally Hawkins. Of course, Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro, the man who made the movie, Richard Jenkins, a nominee, and a front runner for a Best Picture race that's completely up in the air.
It really is. And we were talking about what happened last year, the fact that, well, it was such a surprise for many reasons.
Right.
But what can happen is the top movies can split the vote, and then the third place movie ends up winning the Oscar.
Some people are saying it'll be a big night for Get Out, which won at the Independent Spirit Awards yesterday, or a big night for Lady Bird.
Yeah.
We'll find out who's going to have a big night as we continue here. We're live from the Oscars. Things are going to start to heat up in a little bit. The fans have somebody they want to scream for, waiting for them to walk down that Oscar red carpet. Back live here in just a minute.
What's the law on what you can and cannot say on a billboard?
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri was actually shot on location in Sylva, North Carolina.
Here are the 9 films selected as Best Picture nominees.
Tonight, the film has 7 nominations, including Best Picture. Brought to you by Purple Bricks.
$24,000 worth of red carpet. That's just the
Really?
upholstery cost alone.
I didn't realize
For the
that.
actual carpet. Let's just show you around here and give you kind of a storybook of what's going to happen this afternoon. The actual ceremony, Jimmy Kimmel hosting, of course, that starts live at 5 o'clock. Network coverage will take over a little before that. The stars are encouraged to arrive anytime after the top of the hour. And to make your way through what's got to be, 100 reporters, at least way more than that.
I don't even know that you could put a number on it. It's hard to gauge. And again, this is a city block of a red carpet. So it's long and maybe a little daunting. And when you first walk in, beautiful.
Dramatic Sophia Carson there. She is doing a live stream broadcast with ABC and says that she has spent the last couple of weeks literally studying all of this. But you know what? If this is any indication,
she's got
you
a
as
cape.
Well, the cape is cool, but the color, nice bright colors.
Color's beautiful, and red's always a good choice for the Oscars. And that, that scene where she is right now, when you first step onto this carpet, it's flash bulbs galore. People start screaming your name. So what a sensation for these stars when they hit the red carpet.
I think that's the most emotional thing, and I like our spot this year. It's very likely closer to the entrance than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Commentator Ben Lyons there.
Ben looks handsome.
He's all dressed up. I literally saw
Hi,
Ben 20 minutes ago in a hoodie and sweats.
It's amazing how you guys.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah, in 15 minutes and you're ready
and
to
you know
go.
what? 45 minutes ago, Doug Kolk was wearing his Bruce
Pretty
Springsteen
much.
hoodie. He's with Megan Henderson and Anya Sarr, who we've been spending the whole day with.
Yes.
Anya and the three of you will go to you guys.
Yeah, Sam, she is the star stylist, and I would be an absolute fashion nightmare without her.
That is true.
Anya Sarr, thank you.
You're welcome, Doug, and I actually agree with that. You are right.
So let's talk a little bit specifically about style secrets, Anya, because you are responsible for dressing all of us, and we're so grateful to you.
Thank you. Well, you guys know this. I say this all the time. You're never fully dressed until you have your fragrance on.
That's true.
Until you've chosen your scent. So technically, you guys are naked right now. So for Megan, what I have for you is the new L'Argonique Bouteille chocolate purse spray, perfect for the Oscars.
Chocolate.
It's chocolatey. And Doug, for you, I know you've been waiting all week for this.
You've promised this to every man at KTLA.
I have, but now it's your turn. This is the brand new Homme Sport L'Argonique men's fragrance. So if you smell that candle right there.
The candle?
Yes. and it's perfect because it's sporty. And like I said to Sam this morning, you know, for us, the Oscars are our sport. Right?
Absolutely.
This is our Olympics.
This is your Olympics, your Super Bowl.
A mandel.
There you go. It's a mandel.
Dad.
Where can people buy the Larganique if they want to get their hands on
Well,
it?
if you're in the Los Angeles area, you can buy it at Ron Robinson, Santa Monica, or Melrose. And if you're anywhere in the world, you can go to Amazon.
Now, our stylists, who do you want to see on the red carpet too? Who are you most excited to see style-wise?
Just Sam, Megan, and Doug.
Oh, perfect. I love that answer. Anya, thank you so much, as always. And we'll see you in a little bit later. Sam and Jess, let's send it back to you.
All right, well,
Thank you guys.
nice
Love
to
you,
see all that.
Anya.
Yes, thank you, Anya. Gosh,
she pulled it all
helped us
together, didn't
very,
she?
very much. We're going to pull it all together. Quick break here, and then some other exciting things.
Well, it is this season of Stars and Swag.
Your chance to unwrap the same posh presents the celebs are getting. Oh, yes, swag on the way for you watching right here at home. The code word is coming up. We're back here live from the Oscars in just a minute.
The song This Is Me from The Greatest Showman was written by last year's Best Song winners Benj Pasek and Justin Paul for their work on La La Land. Tonight, they are nominated again in the same category. Brought to you by Aladdin the Musical.
You're hearing the audience applaud our aerial shot, which is provided by our friends at Goodyear. It's the Wingfoot 2. And of course, every camera, my gosh, that's available in Los Angeles is here, including the ones at the blimp.
Yeah. No, we see it, you know, over us is that tent that you can see right there, and I see the blimp right out of the corner of my eye.
Again, that army of valets getting ready, the official opening of the red carpet at the top of the hour. We expect several stars on the way. But before they get here, to where many of the stars are staying, frankly, the Lowe's Hotel Hollywood, about half a block away, Megan Henderson and Doug Kolk.
Hey, guys.
And this is interesting because it's 90 years of Oscar, which means 90 years of Oscar fashion.
Sure.
It's true, 90 years of Oscar fashion, and this year specifically, because it's the 90th year, a lot of folks have been paying a special close attention to how things were way back when at the Oscars.
And we got to experience that firsthand when it came to the menu 90 years ago, and let's just say they probably could have used a Wolfgang Puck back then too. It was a location deserving of hosting the Hollywood royalty of yesteryear, so we had to channel all those classic vibes.
We're going all out for this Oscars flashback. First step, vintage hair. To get the look that we want to achieve, we brought in master stylist Tim Duenas. What sort of hairstyles were we seeing for the ladies in 1929?
We're seeing a lot of finger waves, a lot of tight to the head. So for men, slick to the head, very high shine. So today we're going for a slightly modern update of the finger wave. We're doing it dry instead of wet and creating a nice ridge and curl situation so it'll sit leaner to your head but be slightly softer.
A little old school glam like Greta, a little cool like Carrie. We're at the public kitchen and bar inside the historic Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. And Megan, did you know the original Oscars, the very first one, took place in the ballroom just across the way?
Right over there, and not only that, we also got our hands on the very first menu.
I could never imagine Meryl Streep eating broiled chicken on toast.
Lucky for the two of you, you won't be dining from that menu
Oh,
this evening.
thank goodness.
It's an updated menu. The original menu is inspiration. And thought, how fun would it be to take a modern interpretation of that menu. For our appetizer course, what was celery, olives, and rolls, we re-envisioned as green market crudités.
You know what would go great with these appetizers right about now, Doug?
What's that?
Cocktail.
We did cocktails on the 5 leading ladies.
These are all named after the female directors throughout the year?
Yes, we have the piano, we have Lost in Translation, the Hurt Locker, and also Lady Bird.
Cheers.
It's time for the main course.
We're serving Cornish game hen over a brioche bread pudding.
Doug, what a treat to eat like all the celebrities tonight.
What? Megan, I gotta say, it was tempting. We could have done our hair like that again.
Oh my gosh, I will say, Greta, not my best look, but what are we gonna do? It was fun.
I like the Pennzoil look.
I like the Pennzoil look. Sam and Jess, though, when we do look at red carpet fashion even today, even the hair, you do see old Hollywood, like specifically these waves. My hairstylist was going kind of for that old Hollywood wave. So everything does, it becomes cyclical, which is interesting to see.
Well, one really interesting element, guys, about this 90th year of Oscar is some of the presenters tonight. I think Jane Fonda certainly represents old and new. She'll be a presenter tonight. So, too, I love the story. Eva Marie Saint won an Oscar 63 years ago.
Right.
There's an absolutely beautiful column in the Los Angeles Times from Steve Lopez today about her return to the Oscar stage tonight.
And I was also reading that there, I think, are 1 or 2 nominees that are actually older than the Oscars themselves, which is a remarkable thing.
Well, Christopher Plummer close to
90.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
At 89 years old. Let me show you around once again here as we essentially await the arrival of the stars. All the reporters are doing the exact same thing. And essentially it is this sort of waiting game. Everybody has their lights up and their cameras on because they want to be live from the red carpet the moment the first star makes their way through. Yeah. And I think what you're going to see happen is stars, particularly of what I'll call the smaller independent movies, might come earlier to use the promotional platform that is this red carpet.
Yeah, and the thing that maybe many people don't know is what happens is there's a hard time. There's 1:45, everybody's in your spot and they lock us in. We're here and we're just waiting, as is everybody that you see waiting for the stars to come. And when they come, depending on traffic in LA, who knows?
We will be here. Quick break here. We are live from the Oscars. Back here with more in just a minute.
How do you feel now?
Get Out was shot on location in Fairhope, Alabama in 23 days.
Action.
Get Out is nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. Brought to you by Purple Bricks.
We welcome more stations around the country joining us live from the Oscars. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes, happy that you're with us. And as we looked at that montage of stars, Sophia Carson there, all the kids know from Disney Channel's The Descendants, Entertainment Tonight hostess Nancy O'Dell. And colors are in, Jessica Holmes.
Blue,
What do you say?
we've seen 2 blue dresses so far, but that's the thing you don't know. A lot of times there is a trend that you tend to see over and over again, so we'll see.
Right now, there are 20 people, actors and actresses, best supporting, in the best cat in each category. The fans are erupting, getting ready. Let us show you those nominees in those movies. You know what? The entire afternoon and the evening, it's all about them.
Mark. Action.
You're a monster. Spilled milk, baby.
Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out!
It's right because it's right. Because it's beautiful.
You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
Wow, Gary Oldman there, the presumptive Best Actor winner. We'll get into that category specifically. As we looked at those pictures, a couple things come to mind.
Yeah.
Get Out coming out in last February, and the affection people had for it, and what it meant to so many people carrying over all the way here, and that rarely happens.
And Spirit Awards, right? They had a great night there,
last
and
night.
that, like it was last year, was kind of a precursor for what was to happen on Oscar Sunday. So do you think that'll play into?
It's entirely possible. And another
Picture?
one, Christopher Nolan has made so many, all the Batman movies, so many incredibly popular movies, and I think his bid for Oscar, Dunkirk, several Oscar nominations. And when it came out early in the summer, I think people thought, all right, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the big Oscar movie. Then you have all those movies in the fall that sort of change the race entirely. I think concluding really with Post and Phantom Thread, which came out at the very end of the year.
That's true.
So it's, and again, the Academy could have nominated 10 Best Pictures. They nominated 9. The one off the list to me, they'll be here tonight, and they were Independent Film Spirit Award winners last night.
Yeah.
Kumail and Kathy, why do you should know Kunal's wife's last name? Emily.
Yes.
They will be here for Big Sick, which I wish I'd seen on that Best Picture, but
Such
they're
a great
nominated
film.
for Best Original Screenplay. All right, for supporting actor, Sam Rockwell has won a lot of these precursors, but the competition is tough. Look at this.
Willem Dafoe, The Florida Project.
You gonna redo my expense reports with your whatevs?
Woody Harrelson, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I don't think those billboards is very fair.
Richard Jenkins, The Shape of Water.
Oh, look at Betty. Oh, to be young and beautiful.
Christopher Plummer, All the Money in the World.
I have never been more vulnerable financially than I am right now.
Sam Rockwell, 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Get out of my... Mrs. Hayes, have a seat. What is it I can do for you today?
And you know, the unlikely, this is the poor adjective, Cinderella story of Christopher Plummer. Of course, that movie originally shot Kevin Spacey in the role, and they decided at the very last minute to reshoot all of Kevin Spacey's scenes.
Yeah, with Christopher Plummer in just a couple of days, and then they released the movie within a very short time. And when I watched those nominees, Willem Dafoe in The Florida Project, that movie was seen, I think, by maybe very few, a smaller movie, but he is so good. And plays a character who you end up really loving throughout, and so it's nice to see him mentioned.
And what Willem Dafoe talks about is, thanks to his nomination, that movie gets so much more attention than it would have necessarily received otherwise. Tom O'Neill from GoldDerby.com, they are very busy this afternoon. Their site is terrific, by the way, if you want to weigh in on Oscar predictions. Tom,
it's a good place when you're placing bets. Look at that one first, right, for your Oscar party. Look at that website.
Here's Tom with his predictions for today.
You get over here. No, you get over here.
Sam Rockwell has won all the lead-up awards for Best Supporting Actor. He's the odds-on favorite to win the Oscar, but he's nominated against a co-star, Woody Harrelson.
I thought it was kind of funny myself, but...
Watch out. That means we could see an upset there by Christopher Plummer for All the Money in the World.
My financial position has changed.
Christopher Plummer's backstory with All the Money in the World is so compelling. He came to the rescue of a big budget film right in the home stretch during the whole Me Too controversy. It touched all the key buttons, and they love veteran actors.
I have no money to spare.
Recently, Oscar voters have been showing their dark side in these supporting categories. They've been going for villains, and that's Sam Rockwell, because he's a really delicious, duplicitous villain this year.
Sam Rockwell, the one to beat, huh?
I think so, and I think people appreciate Sam Rockwell's work. Terrific character actor, worked in a lot of movies that have not been widely seen. We'll bring back Doug Culkin and Megan Henderson. It's a tough category. Other categories, we have this presumptive winner. What do you guys think here with these Best Supporting Actors?
I think you pretty much said it. I think Sam Rockwell is a favorite. I wouldn't be mad if he took it. Christopher Plummer, he has my heart, so I'm kind of rooting for him.
Well, and I think with every category, the same thing. Who do you want to win and who do you think is going to
Right.
win? Want to win, Rockwell. Think is going to win, Plummer, and much deserved, Sam and Jess.
All right, Doug and Megan, thank you for that. I like that Megan's phrase, I'm not mad at. That idea. You know what? We're going to talk to our friends in the booth. Did you want us to do the exciting break now or continue the live tease to the break?
Okay,
Let's do it.
we're going to have more fun coming up from the Oscar red carpet. There he is in all his glory. We'll be right back.
Best Actor nominee Timothée Chalamet wanted to be a professional soccer player before becoming an actor.
It's young Bach. He dedicated it to his brother.
Tonight, he's nominated for his role in Call Me By Your Name. Brought to you by ZipRecruiter.
Welcome back. We're live at the Oscars. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes, and straight from South Korea.
Our Olympians are even at the Oscars this Sunday, so we're excited about that. really, as we watch the arrivals start to come in, we're only a few minutes down the way, so we always can anticipate who we're going to get the chance to talk to within the next couple of minutes.
And then I don't know if Adam Rippon was making a fashion statement there, or was that a physical support message, or what?
You know what? We'll ask. And he's not wearing socks. I just got a view. He's doing the loafers, no socks.
Well, that could be one of the many fashion trends. Another category here, and I guess this is a phrase we're going to use a lot, is presumptive. We're going to show you the best supporting actress nominees, and all 5 are great, but one looks like the winner. Watch this. Oh, we had a little problem with our the tape machine.
Okay, so we'll run down.
Tape.
What do you? So Allison Janney would be one.
Allison Janney, of course. Now we have it. So watch this. I'm going to make a gesture with my finger, not the one you think, and it's going to start. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Mary J. Blige, Mudbound.
You just come back. You come all the way back.
Allison Janney, I, Tonya.
I didn't stay home making apple brown Bettys. No, I made you a champion.
Leslie Manville, Phantom Thread.
I don't want your cloud on my head.
Shut up,
I know you can shut right up. Don't pick a fight with me. You certainly won't come out alive.
Laurie Metcalf, Ladybird.
You're not even worth state tuition, Christine.
My name is Ladybird.
Well, actually, it's not, and it's ridiculous.
Call me
because your name
Ladybird
is
like
Christine.
you said you would.
Octavia Spencer, The Shape of Water.
You boys mind putting the trash in the can? That's what it's there for.
Octavia Spencer so much. That's a hard one.
Well, you know what's so funny is that Allison Janney and Octavia Spencer have been friends for years, and both screenplays for their respective movies written with their performances particularly in mind, so almost precast there.
And you wonder if people that are friendly with each other, if it does get just a tad competitive when we're coming on to Oscar Sunday here. Now, Tom O'Neill, of course, of GoldDerby.com, he's got the odds-on favorites. Take a look at what he thinks about that category.
This year for supporting actress, we have the Battle of the Bad Mamas.
Whatever we give you, it's never enough. It's never enough.
It is enough.
We have Laurie Metcalf in Lady Bird, but you've got the really bad mama with Allison Janney in I, Tonya.
I wish I'd had a mother like me instead of nice.
A mother so vicious, you can't believe what you're seeing.
Hey, stop talking to her. Yeah, that girl is your enemy. You're not here to make friends.
Allison Janney has been the smartest Oscar campaigner this season. She's everywhere. She's pouring the coffee, she's patting the backs and kissing the babies, and she's won most of the Precursor Awards.
You think Sonia Henny's mother loved her?
Allison Janney is so delightfully evil in I, Tonya that Oscar voters are secretly cheering her on.
I didn't like my mother either, so what? I gave you a gift.
Well,
wow, what a character.
And you know, we've been having these conversations with her throughout the course of award season. It's been a non-stop march. Allison, a winner at the Independent Film Spirit Awards yesterday, that she's going to need to do shelving because
for all those
these
awards.
Here's a conversation with Allison over the course of award season.
Call that a clean skate? Hey, stop talking to her. Yeah, that girl is your enemy.
There's a particular something about the Oscars that is distinct to it. What do you think that is?
The Oscars have been, it's every actor's dream, I think, to think about your Oscar moment or being nominated for an Oscar or, well, where's my Oscar role?
Where do you think you're going?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Don't tell me what you have to do. I paid for you to skate. You're going to stay on the ice and skate.
It's something you think about a lot as an actor. But honestly, I have to tell you, I thought about it a lot more when I was a younger actor. And then being in the business a while, I started to realize, oh, that might not happen for me. So I was kind of overwhelmed and surprised in the best way for this nomination.
I didn't like my mother either, so what? I gave you a gift.
Richard Jenkins was saying that as a quote-unquote older actor, he has more of an appreciation of the element of luck and the whole thing.
Hard work is behind luck, though, I think. Being in the right place at the right time and working really hard, and then a little luck.
See, I like the acknowledgement of luck, but that hard work is the luck. I think that's really true.
And Laurie Metcalf, who's also in that category for Lady Bird, said the same thing, in essence, that she never thought it would happen to her. Something she really never dreamed could happen to her.
A lot of first-time nominees, and thus fairy tales answered. We're taking a quick break, and we're back here live at the Oscars, just a minute away.
Mudbound's Mary J. Blige is the first person to be nominated for an acting performance and original song in the same year. Mudbound is up for 4 Oscars.
So full of life.
Brought to you by Aladdin the Musical.
That it washed away.
We are live at the Oscars. Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes. Here come folks associated with some of the best movies of all time. Oscar celebrates 90 years, and this is pretty interesting Oscar statistic. The fine actor Michael Stuhlbarg, not 1, not 2, but 3 Best Picture nominees, and you're in all 3. Post, Shape of Water, and Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah.
There is a scene at the end of Call Me By Your Name, and my guess is people have come up to you since that movie has come out and thanked you for that scene.
You know, what I was given to say was really, really beautiful. It came almost directly from the novel that the film is based on. And it's full of loving thoughts of a father to his son. And people have said some really loving things, so yes.
And to be in 3 Oscar-nominated films this year, what a remarkable thing. Can you touch on each one and how different they were for you as an actor, and in what way were they different for you?
Well, they're 3 entirely different stories. Mr. Spielberg asked me to be a part of the Post. I got to play Abe Rosenthal, who was the managing editor of the New York Times. A man of concise thought and a force to be reckoned with. Guillermo del Toro asked me to play what we think is a doctor, but turns out to be a Russian spy in The Shape of Water, who spoke fluent Russian, so I had to spend some time learning that. And then in Call Me By Your Name, I played a Latin and Greek scholar, archaeologist, who watches his son fall in love for the first time during a really wonderful summer in his life. They were all very different. Each of the directors, Luca Guadagnino, Guillermo del Toro, Mr. Spielberg, were remarkable, collaborative, and loving filmmakers to work with. And it's been just a fantastic year for me.
Unbelievable year. You know, there's a lot of people involved in Oscar prognostications. Timothy, your co-star in Call Me By Your Name, people feel very strongly he may well win tonight. Guillermo del Toro from Shape of Water may well win. The movie may well win Best Picture. When you hear stuff like that, what do you think?
I'm just happy that they are being singled out for the magic that they brought to all of us. And I'm so glad to be cheering them on from the sidelines and to have been a part of helping them out.
Really helping them out. Enjoy tonight.
Thank
nice
you
to see you both.
Congratulations,
Thank you so much.
Michael. Have a great time tonight.
That's an extraordinary thing.
It really is.
What an actor. 3 Best Picture nominees. Quick break here. We're coming right back.
My daughter Angela was murdered 7 months ago along this self-same stretch of road here.
The bandana Frances McDormand's character wears in 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, is in honor of Christopher Walken's character in The Deer Hunter.
Was with a new attitude, Dixon. Your mama been coaching you?
The film is up for 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. Brought to you by American Airlines.
Live from the Oscars, there are short films that are Oscar nominees, a beautiful actress telling a beautiful and poignant story. This is called The Silent Child. Rachel Shenton, introduce us to everyone here.
Hello, I'm Rachel. This is Maisie, our leading lady, and this is Chris, our director.
And your fiancé.
And my fiancé, yes.
Rachel, talk to us about the movie.
The movie's been a labour of love, as a lot of short films are, but it's very close to my heart. My dad was actually profoundly deaf, and it tells a story of a profoundly deaf little girl called Libby who's born to hearing parents. So yeah, and it highlights the struggles that they face. Yeah.
Let me pose a question to Maisie here. Maisie, this Oscar red carpet, people from all over the world are watching this. What do you think of it so far? You've been here just a short while. What does it feel like to be here? Letting Maisie process her thoughts here a little bit. It is quite a bit to be involved.
I think I'm really excited.
Rachel, now that this
and a bit overwhelming, maybe.
Now that the movie has received this Oscar attention, there's something you're advocating in the movie. Talk to us about that.
Absolutely. The movie highlights a really important issue, which is access to education for deaf children. which is difficult. It's difficult. It's not as good as it needs to be. And deafness. This is a subject that isn't talked about. It's a story that we've never heard before. So I'm super proud to be flying that flag.
And it must be wonderful that the Academy recognizes this as well.
Oh my goodness! Of course, I don't think it's quite sunk in yet.
Yeah.
That's it. When we're all. This is all a very surreal moment for us.
This is sort of a funny, but very similar to our show in Los Angeles. There's a big talk show in England called This Morning. They've been following Rachel and her fiancé throughout. You have a special acknowledgement for that show.
I do. I've also got cufflinks on, but.
This morning.
How about that?
A little advertisement in the jacket. I
Very
like
good.
it.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy
Congratulations.
tonight. Thank you so much.
And thank you to Maisie. Thank you
tonight.
all
Very
so
good.
much.
Bye,
Bye,
Maisie. Have
Maisie.
fun. Have a great time. Thank you. Thanks again. Here comes Mark Bridges. Will make his way here. The costumer for Phantom Thread.
Yes, Phantom Thread,
And Phantom
of course.
Thread, of course, all about fabric and clothing and all the beautiful work that he did. Mark is no stranger to this.
Hello, Mark.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Oh, thank you. Great to see you.
We have talked about it. Is it easier to be here because you have been here before?
Yes, it is. It is, but it's always fun and exciting. And the last time I was here, it was pouring rain in 2015. So this has turned out beautiful for us today.
And to have the chance to work with the Daniel Day-Lewis, you've worked with a lot of wonderful actors over the years. What is that process like?
It was such a great learning experience for me, even at this stage in my career, because he knows that world of English bespoke suiting, and it was wonderful to get his taste input, and he's just a consummate artist, and so it's always great to be around people like that.
Yeah, when I met you before, I said, this is the most fun job in the world, to create fashion for a film.
And I tell you what, a lot of people who enjoy clothing or, are seamstresses, but it's hard. It's fun, but it's not easy.
And I think we do that very well in the film, showing how exacting it is and how much work it really is, and the energy and spirit and strength that goes into doing all of that hand work. That is the Phantom Thread.
All right, a gossip question that you may or may not be prepared to answer.
Uh-oh.
Purportedly his final film. Does Daniel Day-Lewis walk this Oscar red carpet tonight?
Supposedly his last film, yes. I do not know Daniel's plans for this evening. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Well, indeed we will. We will stay tuned. You know what? That's a perfect segue. Mark, thank you. To the break.
Congratulations.
Jessica and I jump back here in just a minute. We are live at the Oscars. Clearly, things are heating up in a big way.
Certainly are.
If I told you about her, the princess without voice, what would I say?
Sally Hawkins researched performances by Charlie Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy, Buster Keaton, and Audrey Hepburn for her role in The Shape of Water.
J'avoue, je n'ai bavé pas vous.
Tonight, she is nominated for Best Actress. Brought to you by Aladdin the Musical.
All right, now you're seeing it.
Now we've got a little bit of
Valets,
a
get busy.
traffic jam, bumper to bumper, pulling up to the red carpet.
And
at
the
Oscars.
large Escalades and the larger cars. And I tell you what, the carpet getting crowded and busy with talented people. Raphael Sadiq is here. We know him for his work. So much great music. And in Mighty River, you are not alone. Mary J. Blige and your friend here.
Tara Stinson. Well,
Hi,
this lady right here grew up in the same neighborhood as me, and she has those words with her and Mary. You should talk to her. You talked to me already.
Okay,
Talk
we
to her about
did.
these
We did,
words.
Raphael.
Talk to Tara.
Did you guys know each other growing up? Or
his brother lived right across the park from me, and so I really was a fan. I interviewed him. I was supposed to interview him.
Yeah. The Tony days.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah.
High school paper, and he faked on me, but then a friendship was born from that, and just like for my entire adult life, he's been a part of it.
Raphael, talk to us about the words involved and how the word river has a lot of resonance for him.
For him, for sure.
Yes, it's going to be great. It's great to be honored with so many great artists, so many great actors and writers, producers. And Mary J. Blige, come on, she's had a really big year, crazy year. And we're just excited for her, and I'm excited for this lady also.
Yeah,
She
and I'm
was
excited
an
for
artist
her.
also. To see her at this platform is more exciting for her, for me, and have my mother and my sister here with me.
Yeah,
so it's really cool.
What's the performance tonight? Mary J., what's happening tonight on stage?
Mary J.'s performing tonight.
Yes, I cannot wait. I didn't want to know anything. I'm just gonna watch. Yeah.
Because you guys know her the way you do. We've talked to her and how much it meant to strip away the Mary J. Blige that we know,
the diva, the glam,
and be in this film, and then have the music with it. What has this whole process meant to her to be a part of Mudbound?
I think just the contrast of the Mary J. Blige, the queen of hip hop soul, to Mary J. Blige, the stripped down actress. I think we got to see her vulnerabilities that no one had seen before, and she's had such a time in the press these days. So her resilience has shined through in a way that is only the Oscars can hold. This is her moment, and we're so happy to be here to support her.
Well, both congratulations to you
guys.
both. Enjoyed tonight. So good to see you again. Good for you. Amazing story. Thanks so much.
Raphael, thank you so much, Tara. Congratulations.
See, that's a way, friends. That's a way in. Pretend you're going to interview the people, or for your high school paper or whatever.
That's a really cool story that they knew each other from way back.
Right.
I mean, Raphael Sadiq, many of you, I'm sure, know Tony was a part of that group, and then has gone on to work with countless musicians, and now has a song tonight that's nominated for an Oscar.
We are going to we're going to go to Megan and Doug, who are at the lows, because, again, the stars are kind of pouring in. We're filtering them.
Yeah.
Megan and Doug, what are you guys busy with?
Yeah, we were just discussing costume and film, and we know that it's certainly a focal point of the Academy Awards this year between films like Beauty and the Beast and Phantom Thread, Victoria and Abdul.
Exactly. The list goes on and on. The FIDM Museum is actually celebrating costumes in movies. We got a chance to visit. Watch.
Costume design is important. It is an integral part of movies, and definitely an integral part of the Academy Awards. The Shape of Water. The film takes place in 1963-1964 Baltimore. The dark, muted colors, the browns, the mustards. It's because early 60s Baltimore was not a happy era. This is probably the closest I'll ever get to Octavia Spencer. This is what she wore in The Shape of Water.
You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
Winston Churchill, Gary Oldman, and yeah, that's his suit. One of the tailors from the Savile Row Company named Henry Poole and Company, they flew to Los Angeles and they fit Gary Oldman with the fat suit of Winston Churchill, and they took all his measurements. Then they went back to London and created all his suits. So it's all about creating a mood, creating a look that looks natural.
Is that permissible?
No, but necessary.
I didn't ever think it would be being a costume designer. I think my inspiration for Chicago came from the music. It's a great era, and just the kind of grit and character of Chicago and the sort of underworld at the time. I think the thing that makes it interesting for people to be in the room with the costumes is, even though there's detail that comes out in film, when you see something in the room, it's another level of craftsmanship.
I want you to teach me Indian.
You know I love a good queen. Victoria and Abdul. Now this is the story of Queen Victoria and a budding friendship that she has with an Indian servant. It's the Victorian era, so it's a lot of black. But here are subtle hints that the costume designer, the stronger her friendship got with this Indian servant, the costume designer started interjecting browns and purples.
Have we finished?
I think that's the most important thing about costume design, is that the actor owns the costume. You don't own it, they own it.
And Nick, costumes so important to the film, aren't they?
Yes, definitely. They help tell the story, create the character, so everybody can believe what's going on in the film.
We love them. Nick,
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll see you in a little bit. Sam and Jess, back to you on the red carpet.
Right behind Megan there, Eva Marie Saint. That is the actress who is older than the Academy. She was here 63 years ago. We'll get to her and so much more. Break here. Look at Eva Marie returning to the Oscars.
Wow.
We're live and
What
back
a
in just a
moment.
minute.
You ready to go home?
Ready.
Lady Bird was shot on location in director Greta Gerwig's hometown of Sacramento, California.
Did you feel emotional the first time that you drove in Sacramento?
Tonight, Lady Bird is nominated for 5 Oscars, including Best Picture. Brought to you by Purple Bricks. Mudbound's cinematographer Rachel Morrison is the first woman nominated in the category.
Action!
Tonight, Mudbound is nominated for a total of 4 Oscars. Brought to you by American Airlines.
Actress Paz Vega has been to the Oscars before, but never as a member of the Academy. Of course, starring in the OA for Netflix, the 2nd season. Paz, nice to have you here. Talk about walking in here knowing that you voted, and what you voted for might influence what happens tonight.
It's amazing to be here. It's amazing. It feels great, and I'm very, very excited because as a member of the Academy, I vote, and I could watch all the movies.
Yeah.
And there is amazing performance, and all of them, they are great movies.
We asked Paz to tell, to essentially reveal everything she voted for, and she declined on that, which is okay.
Yes.
But
I cannot say,
Mum's the word.
But highlight a performance or two that you admired, where you were like, boy, that was good.
There is many, but I think Gary Oldman delivers and just an incredible performance. For example, but there is more.
And who are you excited to see tonight? Just
many, I don't know.
Rub elbows with.
Yes,
yeah.
I don't know. All of them. I hope to have the opportunity to congrat.
Yes.
One of them. Yeah. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Paz, enjoy tonight. Nice to see you. Thanks so much. We have some people from Coco that we're going to talk to in a few minutes.
You know what? I wish this was in. I know it is nominated tonight.
Right.
But I think it should be in with the other film.
For Best Picture. It's nominated. Coco's nominated for Best Animated Picture.
Best Animated,
but you were saying how much it moved you.
I really do, because I sobbed like a baby. And I don't know if the rest of you saw it at home. It really is moving.
I tell you what, here we go. I believe Eva Marie Saint. This to me is the greatest story. They're just bringing her over here. Hang on one second. Thank you, Jeff, very much. Hello, Eva Marie. Hi, how are you? Hello, nice to see you.
Hello, Eva Marie.
Come with.
Does he have a strong handshake?
Yeah, but let me do it.
Okay.
And as do you.
My father always said do a strong handshake.
I like that.
No, none of this kneeling.
There are a lot of people with teary eyes today, having read Steve Lopez's column in the LA Times today, all about you. The first time you came to the Oscars was when?
It wasn't all about me. It was about my husband and me.
Yeah.
Indeed it was.
And the love story.
Pardon?
The love story between you two.
the love story. So, what was your question?
The first time you came to the Academy Awards was when?
Oh, the Academy, when I won. Right. Oh, yes, that was the first time. I gave birth the next day.
You're kidding.
No.
That's a memorable time.
It was. My hospital room looked like a florist. It was in New York.
Oh.
That was very exciting.
And it's
I did not name that son Oscar. No, I didn't.
Okay.
That would have been so unkind.
And Oscars celebrating its 90th year. You're a presenter tonight.
Yes.
Tell me about that. The invitation from the Academy to be here tonight. What does that mean to you?
Well, I really admire the Academy. I'm on the Nickel Committee, involved hopefully with the museum. They do such good things. And I've always had a soft spot. I think once you receive an Oscar, it's like part of the family in a way.
Enjoy tonight. We're so
Such
glad
a
you're
pleasure.
here. Thanks so much. There's the handshake.
There, let me feel it. Yeah.
Yeah, there she's got it. Thank you,
She's
Eva
got
Marie
it. Thank you so
That's
much,
going to
Eva.
be a
Such a
great
pleasure.
moment. We're going to take a quick break here. I think Patrick Stewart, no less, making his way into the
there
Kodak.
he is.
We're back live here in just a moment.
Overwhelmed and surprised in the best way for this nomination.
As a young woman, Allison Janney seriously trained as a figure skater until a leg injury ended her dreams.
My God, I am so lucky.
Tonight, she's nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
That's the sacrifice a mother makes.
For playing the mother of figure skater Tanya Harding. Brought to you by ZipRecruiter.
We're fans. Jessica, a huge fan of Coco. Anthony Gonzalez here. Anthony, introduce us to your friends.
This is the amazing director, Lee Unkrich, and the amazing producer, Darla K. Anderson, and the amazing co-director, Adrian Molina.
All right, Jessica, tell the world what you just told them.
Well, I mean, I was going on and on. I said I'm going to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. I think it's such a beautiful holiday that you've brought to the masses, and now I understand it. And I thought this movie was just so special and beautiful because everyone has lost someone, and there's a sense of comfort.
Yeah, and when we were making the film, we kind of hoped that people would feel that way, that they would want to embrace aspects of the tradition and take the time to really joyously remember their loved ones.
And the other thing people are doing, lots of kids are picking up guitars and playing them. We've seen them singing, and that's been so amazing.
Well, speaking of singing and guitars, Anthony had the guitar in our program. We told him we were going to require him to do this. It is a Best Song nominee. It will be sung on stage tonight. And now, Maestro, a sneak peek of what we're going to hear tonight.
Okay. Remember me, though I have to say goodbye, remember me. Don't let it make you cry, for even if I'm far away, I hold you in my heart. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart, remember me.
Yay!
That's it.
Coco!
That's it. You guys, good luck tonight. Enjoy tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very good.
Congratulations.
All right, from one soon-to-be musical legend to an established musical legend,
yes.
here comes Diane Warren.
Diane.
She and Common working on this song. You have walked this carpet before.
I have. This is the 9th time, 90th Oscars, 9th time. It's a theme.
And this relationship with you and Common working together.
You know, yeah, it's great, right? And it was just a kind of crazy thing. Like I wrote the song, I thought it's very like a '60s kind of soul. Like Change Is Gonna Come, those Sam Cooke, Aretha Franklin songs. I thought, what if you put a rap on a song like this that you would never hear in a million years? And what if it was Common? And a week later, usually I don't buy a first-class ticket because I'm too cheap. But I went to Sundance. I'm going, you know what? I'm gonna buy a first-class ticket. He's sitting right behind me. I'm like, not even a week later. So I started singing him the song, and he loved it.
On the plane.
On the plane. Sorry, passengers.
It was literally, if not for that fateful plane flight, would this be happening? Really?
I don't think so.
That's an extraordinary.
It's great. And Andra Day, I didn't even know was in the movie when I thought she'd be right for the song. She's in the movie.
And was Common into the idea right away? He's like, yes.
Oh, he loved the song. Yeah. And what he brought to it was great. So. Here I am again.
Here we are again.
Maybe it'll end different.
All right, enjoy tonight,
I don't think so.
Diane. Well, in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way. Oh, the way you want.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to go home with some gold.
It would be nice.
You know what? The suit needs a little gold, right?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, Diane. Congratulations.
All right, that Diane Warren there, that's really, really fun. You know what? There are a lot of people behind the camera who make these movies. The best directors, this is almost too close to call. Thankfully, Tom O'Neill from GoldReview.com, he is here to tell us who might win for Best Director.
Dunkirk, Christopher Nolan. Get Out, Jordan Peele. Lady Bird, Greta Gerwig. Phantom Thread, Paul Thomas Anderson. The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro.
All right, that's a really, really good group here. Tom Lennon here, Knife Skills is a short film.
Yes.
Congratulations to you. And one thing that you guys have done, this takes prisoners and puts them to work.
You got it. Yes, it's kind of like your job, right?
to a very large degree. What does it mean to be on this Oscar red carpet tonight?
You take a message and suddenly it's on a national platform. It's the biggest, greatest, gaudiest party in the world, and we're in it. And that's just a joy you can't describe. And it also means the message gets out.
Guys, enjoy tonight.
Congratulations,
Thanks so much.
you guys.
Thank you.
Nice to talk to you both.
All right, quick break here. We're right back live at the Oscars.
You are that boy, the one who came from the land of the living.
You know about me? In the opening scene of Coco, you can see piñatas of characters from other Pixar films, including Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
You're all really out there. You thought we weren't? Well, I don't know.
The film was released exactly 22 years after Toy Story. It's up for 2 Oscars and is the highest grossing film ever in Mexico. Brought to you by Aladdin the Musical.
We're live at the Oscars. A sea of faces making their way inside the Dolby Theater, famous ones as well. If I were an actress or an actor, I would want to be named Beanie Feldstein.
He can't have it, Beanie.
It's the greatest name ever. There's no denying it. Lady Bird's friend, of course, in the movie. Nice to see you. Best Picture nomination. Saoirse, things are going your way.
It's so exciting. Well, thank you. You can share it. We can both be Beanie Feldstein. It's fine. It's so exciting. It's such a special movie, and it's such a small movie, you know? So to get it all the way to the Oscars is just so special. And Greta being the 5th woman ever nominated for director. I was with her the morning that it happened, and it was like one of the most special mornings of my life, and I'm just so thrilled for her and Laurie and to celebrate this movie about just a girl. You know, it's just about a girl and her feelings and her wants and moving on and leaving home.
Well, you bring up a good point because those amazing women you just brought up, and you got to work with them every day. What was that like to work in that kind of environment where, yeah, a woman is directing, which is kind of a rarity?
It is, absolutely, and it's very special. It really is, and it feels special, especially as a young woman, to look at Greta, who's only like 10 years older than me, and think what she's accomplished and what she's done in this industry. And young women come up to her and say, "I'm going to start directing now," and that's really powerful.
People say the key to the success here, this was Greta's very personal story.
Yeah, it was. It was so close to home, and yet so many things were so fresh and new and fictionalized. And so I think the combination of those two things is her real gift, because she brought what she knows, and then she also added to it and crafted it. And everything rhymes with the truth is what she always says.
I like that. Beanie, nice to see you.
Beanie.
Thanks so much.
And tell your dad Sam said
Oh my gosh, he will lose his mind.
I'm popular with all the Feldsteins. It's nice to see you. Thank you, Beanie. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Some of the cast members for the nominated 3 billboards.
Outside of
here they are.
Hi,
you guys. Hello, hello.
Hello, congratulations.
This movie's getting a lot of attention. A lot of people say you guys win Best Picture tonight. What do you think?
That would be our lucky day. Our lucky day. We are a great family of friends now, so we'll cry on each other's shoulder if we're not winning tonight. We plan to stampede down.
Yes.
Half of Ebbing, Missouri is going to go wham down.
Well, something tells me, though, when all of you guys get together in a fun atmosphere like this, it's going to be a good night no matter what.
That's right.
Right?
You know, I can't help imagine any other way.
I tell you what, people would think this, with their work colleagues who are now friends. Is it fun to go to something like this? Is this the pinnacle that we all think it is?
When you get to show up with people like this, it's the best thing in the world. And to be able to become this little family that we've become, every time we get to come to one of these things, it's kind of bittersweet because this is like the end of the road for us. But, we'll be friends forever, but, we're going to have a good night tonight.
Did Martin McDonagh, the man who wrote and made this movie, did he establish something on the set that brought this camaraderie amongst all of you?
I think it all happened naturally. He has such an incredible talent for casting his crew and his cast. He knows what he wants. He knows who can embody those roles, and he works with a lot of the same people. So he really creates, like Daryl said, a film family. So yeah.
Does Francis? Oh, go ahead, please. Jessica.
No, working opposite Woody Harrelson. How was that experience for you?
What a dream. I mean, I worked with him on 7 Psychopaths, but to play right opposite him was awesome. Yeah, he's so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, super talented, but a lot of fun. Yeah.
You guys have a great time
Thank
tonight.
you guys.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Quick
Nice
break
to
here,
meet you all.
and we are back. We continue live at the Oscars. More stars on the way.
You left him.
Do you think they saw that coming? Hell no.
The title, Get Out, is a reference to Eddie Murphy's 1983 stand-up film where he talks about horror movies.
Well, I really love them. This is really nice. Get out. Too bad we can't stay, baby.
Tonight, Get Out is nominated for 4 Oscars, including Best Picture. Brought to you by American Airlines.
Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes. Hollywood and Highland, the corner in Hollywood that is now the focus of the world's attention. Go from that red carpet to that red dress.
She is a vision. Allison Janney, nominee. Look at that red gown.
She has had a different...
And look at her face.
I know.
Right?
You know, she walks in... Here's the thing, because I think it is the blessing and the burden, Jessica.
Yes.
She walks in the presumptive winner, Best Supporting Actress. She's won everything else. She just won yesterday. But
she
she's
looks comfortable,
very
happy, relaxed.
Oh, that is really something. All right, the big party is here. Jordan Peele on the way. Several of the stars. But I tell you what, it's a day in Hollywood everywhere. There are parties. Chris Wolf is in Beverly Hills. Elton John does an annual viewing party. He does it every single year. He has shown up at his own party to watch it. There's Chris looking handsome as well.
How handsome
Chris,
you
who else
are,
have you
Chris
seen
Wolf.
at your party?
Thank you. Oh, man. Well, guess what? Take a look to my right, you guys. The host himself just arrived. He's now greeting members of the media, Sir Elton John and his husband, David Furnish, a filmmaker. This is one of the hot spots tonight, Hollywood's biggest night. We are at the 26th annual Oscar viewing party hosted by Elton John and his husband. This is West Hollywood Park. The evening will feature the awards ceremony, of course, a viewing of that, musical performances by Elton John and some guests, an auction, and a few surprises. Celebrity guests should be arriving here very shortly. Let's take a quick look at what they can expect.
We feel so blessed after 26 years that people come back to support us year after year, and the party's actually grown and become bigger. So we keep coming back because we have more work to do, more funds to raise in the fight, and people keep supporting us.
These 31 heart images behind me are going to be auctioned off at the big Elton John AIDS Foundation Oscar event this year. And they were done by 31 different celebrities. Well, Elton John did 6 of them, actually. Mine actually is right there.
So this is one of a kind. It's called the Perry Clutch after my father, but this one is designed specifically for the Elton John event.
She told me what the bag was going to be like, and we wanted to do this little kind of black tie set moment. And the fact that it's black satin on the front and then red satin on the back, you know, just kind of evokes the image of that tied red ribbon.
So we want to raise money, so hopefully we'll get some good bidders, and we're really excited.
We've had a tremendous amount of impact. We've raised over $400 million since the foundation was set out. We're now amongst the top 10 largest HIV/AIDS funding groups in the world. By 2030, we believe we can have no new infections globally, and that's the goal of UNAIDS, and we feel that's very, very achievable.
Back here live with Sir Elton John talking to the media at his very own Oscar viewing party. This event alone in the last quarter century has raised about $62 million. We're going to be talking with the host momentarily. We'll bring you all of the highlights throughout the day and throughout the night. For now, reporting live in West Hollywood, I'm Chris Wolf. Back to you guys.
Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris.
The amount of money that Elton John has raised, David Furnish there over the years, millions and millions and millions. You know whose quotes are going to go up by millions and millions and millions? Your nominees for Best Actor. Oh gosh, they're just pouring in here. Let's show you those so we can go over these 5 gents, one of whom is going to have a very big night.
Timothy Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name.
Just watch. This is how we'll say goodbye to us when the time comes. Later.
Daniel Day-Lewis, Phantom Thread.
I'm certain I was never meant to marry. I'm a confirmed bachelor.
Daniel Kaluuya, Get Out.
There was time if somebody was looking for her. There was time. Nobody was looking.
Gary Oldman, Darkest Hour.
Would you stop interrupting me while I am interrupting you?
Denzel Washington, Roman J. Israel, Esquire.
Why are the sisters standing and the brothers sitting?
That's gendered and sexist.
And polite.
And patronizing.
And polite.
It's really, really good in that movie,
Yeah.
but I tell you what, the biggest shock of the night will be if one particular actor does not win this award, as we look at the back of the heads
back of everyone's
some big
head.
stars. Christopher Plummer right there, Best
yeah.
Supporting Actor nominee. Really amazing story there. Allison Janney there on camera as well. Watch this. Tom O'Neill from GoldDerby.com. He says he knows who's going to win this one tonight.
There's really no chance that anyone can beat Gary Oldman for Best Actor. Maybe Timothée Chalamet for Call Me By Your Name. He has been campaigning aggressively all over town. But Gary Oldman is a veteran overdue to be recognized by the Academy. He's British, gives him some kind of cachet.
I doubt that.
Oscar voters are suckers for famous people portraying other famous people. Eddie Redmayne recently won Best Actor for portraying Stephen Hawking. This year, it's all about Churchill and Gary Oldman.
We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be.
It's a showy, bombastic role that's just made for Oscar gold.
It's like Allison Janney that, it's assumed.
Yeah,
and,
that Gary Oldman would take the gold, yeah.
Here's Gary Oldman's Oscar, journey, essentially, which likely will lead to an Oscar win tonight. Watch this.
We're facing certain defeat on land, the annihilation of our army, and imminent invasion.
You became him. It really is remarkable. You're him.
Would you stop interrupting me while I am interrupting you?
And is that a process, or is that you felt it, or what?
It's a process, and then you feel it. There's always, with something like this, certainly and with Churchill, there was enormous amount of homework to do. It was really a year that I gave up to Winston. And then some of the work we did together before we got to the camera, and then we had 4 weeks rehearsal, which you don't, as you know, you don't get 2-4 days of rehearsal. So to have 4 weeks with the other actors speaking these words out loud, it was a great help. And I have to say, it was one of the most creative sets that I've ever been on. And I was really at my most relaxed, and I felt totally free.
Well done, sir.
All right, no stranger to fine acting. Danny Glover, you know good acting. Does Gary Oldman win that Best Actor Oscar tonight?
I'm thinking he is. I'm thinking he's almost an done deal. I'm just hoping that Strong Island, the film that I'm here with Lubichip Films and my extraordinary director and the one writer, Nancy Ford, wins as well.
Tell us what's special about Strong Island.
Well, I think that it tells us the information tells us the story of this family, and it's this particular family, and it situates it right now at this particular moment. We think that so many things have happened in the future, so many changes. Changes happened in the past, but now we're looking at what is happening at this moment. And I tell you, Nancy Ford, he's done an incredible job in putting this together and putting it from the audiences, not only here, but around the world as well.
Singing your praises.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't ask for a better executive producer in Danny and a better producer in Jocelyn Barnes. Strong Island tells the story of my brother who was murdered 25 years ago, it'll be 26 in April, by someone who claimed to have shot him in self-defense. The narrative of the scary black man that played out in his case in 1992 is the same narrative that we hear day in and day out in the news right now. Exactly. And so being here on the red carpet, being here at the Oscars with this nomination, with this film, is huge, because it helps people to understand that these, injustices do not live in the abstract. They're lived by real people. They're lived by your neighbors, by your friends, by your colleagues at work. And hopefully it'll help people to galvanize to make change.
How startling is it to the two of you that a quarter of a century later, not that much has changed?
I gotta be honest with you, it's not startling to me at all. Because if you look at the film, the truth is that my grandfather was allowed to suffocate in a colored waiting room in Charleston, South Carolina, when my mother was 2 years old. And when she was in her 50s, she lost her son to someone who claimed to have shot him in self-defense, and then he never went to trial. So there is a generational line of violence against black people upon which 2 members of my family fall. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that nothing has changed, but I hope that Strong Island actually helps people to realize that change needs to happen, and it needs to happen now.
All to be, please, Danny.
Thank you. And I'm just saying this, I come up through that civil rights movement. I come up through all the movements that were proposed to be changes and everything else. And to see that we haven't touched the moral factor, the essence of what it is, what race is and everything else. That's the troubling part about it.
Enjoy tonight. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you guys so much. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. So there, Allison Janney and Andy Serkis both. It's one of the. We're sandwiched. We've got extraordinary celebrities on either side. You know what? Jimmy Kimmel is going to have a big night tonight as well. Quick conversation with. Well, wait. You know what? No. Wait for
here's
Jimmy.
Andy.
Here comes Andy. Sir.
Hello,
Make yourself
Andy.
at home.
Good to
Hello.
see you.
How are you? Nice to see
nothing.
you. Lovely
Just
to
starring in the biggest movie in the universe. Did you think Black Panther would resonate in this way and be this big?
You kind of hope it would, but when you're making it, you're just making a movie, and then suddenly it becomes hugely culturally impactful and touches so many people's lives. And I think it comes from Ryan, the director.
Yes.
It comes from his honesty as a filmmaker, his vision, but also he really wanted to tell a story that he could relate to. He wanted to make a black superhero movie, and this is the time. So it isn't a surprise in a way. It had great intentions.
And he's a young guy, your director. 30, is he 31 years old, something like that?
He's so modest, it's unbelievable.
And what does he have? What is it that he has that he has been able to tap into that other people haven't?
Well, I mean, he has had a mission to make to raise the black voice in across the world and to open up, crash open the diversity question, not through just making a statement, but through great drama, and that's what it is. It's story first and character and actually him as a human being first. And then the issues as well.
Andy, enjoy tonight.
Congratulations, Andy.
Thank
Always
you so
nice
much.
to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Andy.
All right, all bow down.
Oh,
I see.
Allison.
Okay, so here's the thing. First, smooch.
Mwah.
Blessing or burden? You've won everything else. You walk in here tonight, and all the people who do that stuff say you win tonight.
Yeah, and yet I still don't. I think it's anybody's game. I always do, especially at the Oscars. You never know. I would love to win, but I also am in love with every single actress in my category. So we'll see what happens. I'm happy no matter what, though. I'm actually happy that it will all be over tonight.
Really?
Oh my
because
gosh,
we watched you walk on the red carpet and you looked relaxed and happy and beaming.
It's a big act.
It really means you look as confident and calm.
I think it's my height that does that more than anything else. You just assume that I'm confident and strong because I'm so tall. But no, I'm very nervous. I have no moisture in my mouth. I'm suffering from extreme dry mouth.
We have water.
And I'm nervous. I can't believe I'm at the Oscars. The first time I'm ever at the Oscars. It's crazy.
Wait, this is the first time ever even being here.
I've never been ever at the Oscars. I want to look around and go like.
Oh my goodness.
Take a swig while I ask you this question. People talk about, and you've been to all these other events, which are all admirable and terrific events, but there is something distinct that hits you in a big way when you walk through this Oscar red carpet.
It's the history. It's all the years of Stephen Rogers and I watching the Oscars on our couches with snappers. You know those snappers you throw and they pop?
Yeah, they pop.
We used to throw those at like, we didn't want her to win. We didn't want him to win. We throw
now
the
that's
poppers.
my kind of party.
Oh my God, it was so
That's
fun.
hilarious.
We always, I can't believe I'm not on my couch right now and I'm at the Oscars. It's a wish, life, dream, everything coming true.
I don't know if it was a phone conversation or in person, but did Stephen Rogers say to you, I've written this with you in mind, we know that, and I think this is going to take you to the Oscars?
He did say, and I don't know if this is after the fact, when things started happening, he conveniently said, I knew this was going to happen, I wrote this for you. He says he did. He said he was tired of seeing me do roles that everyone knows I can do. He wanted to do something different for me and show me another side of me, another side of Allison Janney being incredibly mean and abusive. So,
which is the opposite of the Allison Janney.
I think we give her a double kiss on the cheek for good luck and let her
I
go.
have to get on my tippy toes.
Have a great time tonight.
We love
Enjoy
you,
tonight.
Allison.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Wow. Tell you what, that's going to be great. She's great.
You know what? I feel like you've followed her journey
The whole
closer than anyone.
I really
you
do feel
love
that.
I
Yeah,
know.
and I tell you what, I think it's going to have a very fitting conclusion tonight.
Yeah.
You know what? Who's going to probably reference Allison Janney?
I think
is
he
the
might.
host Jimmy Kimmel. He's hosting the Oscars tonight. Watch this.
Great to be asked the first time, but to be asked back a second time is much better because it means you did well the first time. It's a crapshoot first time. They have no idea how you're going to do. You have no idea how you're going to do.
For Timmy.
Jimmy.
It's not Timmy. Come on, man. You got to get the names right.
You do have to prepare for things to go wrong. You have it in your head that everything will go perfectly, but that almost never happens. So you never expect something like what happened last year to happen. It just never occurs to anybody. The most gratifying always is if people laugh. I mean, it's very simple, and It's different because the Oscars, it's not just a room of people laughing. It's a room of Nicole Kidman and Jack Nicholson hopefully laughing. Just the simple sound of people laughing at something you've said is the best part of it.
And now Christopher Plummer, Best Supporting Actor nominee. People enjoy the story behind this as much as you know what? The Oscars were almost destroyed by Christopher Plummer's foot on Allison Janney's jacket.
He's the only one who can do it. He's the only one I gave permission to step on the back of my train. It's just too long. I mean, it's fun. He's the best. Go, Brenda.
My poor shoes.
Oh, Christopher. But she said an honor to have you step on her train.
The story behind what you did on screen, this last-minute phone call, the idea that it all came together so quickly. Talk to us about that. Do you usually prepare for a long time, or you're just ready to go?
It depends on. I pay a lot of well-known, famous people. I've played God knows, and if there's a lot to research, of course I do. But it depends on the person. John Paul Getty has hardly. He's such a mysterious human being. He's so reclusive, So there wasn't any point in going deeply into it. I just did it, and there was no time to discuss it.
The fact that you did it, it has received all this acclaim and an Academy Award nomination. Is that a surprise to you?
Well, yes, it came rather quickly, and I thought, wait a minute. But I'm not complaining. I'm very grateful.
And your love of acting and all the different things that you've done through your career, what is the one thing that said, you know what, this is why I love it so, and I continue to do it? What is it about acting that continues to drive you?
Well, I do, because I have such fun in it. I don't suffer for my art. No, sir. I just have fun. Even if it's King Lear, I have great fun.
Right. And that's why we love you, right? Because we can see that on screen.
Enjoy tonight.
Mr. Plummer, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wow. I tell you what.
He doesn't suffer for his art.
Doesn't suffer.
Neither do we.
Neither do we. A quick break here, and we're back live from the Oscars. No suffering for us. Rita Moreno.
As a mother, Mooney, you've disgraced me.
Honey.
Yeah, Mom, you're disgraced.
The final scene of the Florida Project was shot using an iPhone inside Walt Disney World without the park's knowledge or consent.
No harm, no foul.
Actor Willem Dafoe is nominated for Best Supporting Actor for his role in the film. Brought to you by Purple Bricks.
Thanks to Goodyear for supplying the work and camera of Wing Fit 2. We enjoy having that picture from the blimp. Fun to take a ride on it, and quite a ride for the cast of Get Out.
Oh my goodness.
Bradley Whitford is here with two of his co-stars. Nice to see you.
We got a third one now.
Don't be shy, come on in. All right, first, before we get just a little rivalry between Bradley and the actor Josh Malina from TV Scandal. Josh is not here. What do you think about that?
I'm not surprised. Josh Malina is not only in any nominated movies, I don't think he was up for any.
Right. Do you think Josh Malina will ever be at the Academy Awards?
He may be here serving in some capacity.
It's like a love-hate thing.
Yeah, it's a complicated relationship.
All right, here's what never happens. That a horror movie is this good, that a movie that comes out in February may well walk away with Best Picture tonight. Why is that happening here?
Because he wrote a masterpiece. Jordan created a masterpiece. You can't put Get Out any genre. It's it's insanely entertaining, and it's weird. I almost forgot it was out for a year because people keep talking about it.
You're so funny.
Oh, I appreciate that.
You are. It's a scary, creepy movie, and then you're funny.
He made me be. I wasn't silly. I was just honestly funny.
Somebody had to be, right?
I think it also struck a chord. I mean, there's a lot of unrest in our country this whole year. We know what happened, and this allowed a release, and it allowed a small bit of hope almost a little bit. It's there. It is, and a lot of laughs, a lot of great, awesome moments.
And who knew that this man could be so creepy?
Josh Molina knew.
Yeah, I did a little research. No, what Jordan did is unbelievable. He understands that horror movies are about things you can't talk about. They're about death, they're about sex, and he pressed race through this, and he does it. We talk about this amazingly complicated personal and cultural issue in the most entertaining way you possibly could. It's a miracle. Doesn't happen. It's a miracle what he did.
So let me ask you this. Were you guys aware of the miracle as you were making it, or when you first saw it, or when you assessed the reaction to it?
No, but I'm pretending that I was.
Like I knew the whole time.
Yeah. But honestly, after I saw the buzz the trailer created, was when I was like, all right, this might be something. Because there was a lot of buzz after the trailer came out.
And everybody's talking a sequel, part 2, because of the way it ended.
I don't know.
Maybe a prequel.
I said that. I pitched that to somebody, a prequel. Yeah. I think a prequel would be interesting.
I'm available.
You guys enjoy tonight.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
to see you. Thanks so
Amazing
much.
movie. Great to
Thank
see
you.
you guys
Great to
too.
have you.
Congratulations. He's good. Thank you so much.
All right, here, Jordan. You are both. You're famous for your good works, and you're famous for your good works, and you're infamous because of what happened. The fact is, the Academy has not walked away from what happened, the wrong envelope, and your announcement of it. And people thought so well of you for straightening everything out.
Yes, thank you.
Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway present again tonight.
Indeed they are.
Will we see you on the stage tonight?
I am hopeful that you will not.
Are you prepared?
The goal of this Oscars is to remain firmly in my seat.
Did you ever watch it back?
Oh, I did watch it back. I watched it back a couple days after it happened.
Yeah.
It was an interesting watch. It was I remember starting it and then just not being able to watch it and then waiting a couple days and then watching it again. Wow. And it's funny, I don't know anymore what I actually remember and what actually happened. So
when you saw the tape, what did you think?
My heart sort of dropped. I kind of like re-experienced everything that happened. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of positivity came out of that moment. I think it was a powerful moment. A lot of people obviously reached out to me, and
now you have a good story for the rest of your life.
And now I have a good story, and I get to come back to the Oscars this year, so it's all good.
I like this phrase that therapists often use. Is it a corrective emotional experience to walk down the Oscars?
Yes. Yeah, no, there's a certain amount of closure with it. That's right. As I said, as long as I just stay in my seat the whole night, I think it will be a corrective emotional experience.
Enjoy tonight. Good to see you. Thanks so much.
Nice to see you again.
So
have a good night, okay?
There we go.
Yeah.
We have our producer Grace, who's telling us.
We love.
Oh, you know what? There's 9 movies for Best Picture. You want to see what they are?
I'd love to.
Watch this. Look. Call Me by Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, Lady Bird, Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. All right, it is a toss-up. Tom O'Neill from GoldDerby.com may have a better
He knows
idea.
all.
What does he say here, Tom? This is what the machine is adjusting it.
Okay.
But I will tell you this.
People want to know what Sam Rubin thinks.
Okay.
What is your...
well, let's see what Tom thinks, and then my opinion may be changed. Here's Tom O'Neill.
Here are the 9 films selected as Best Picture nominees.
Best Picture is a real head-scratcher.
Are these in order?
I don't think so.
Year after year, the Oscars have been surprising us.
It's just enough to get you into trouble.
With upsets for Best Picture ever since they introduced that preferential ballot.
Yeah, why?
Where you don't need the most number 1 votes to win. You can have the most number 2 or 3. The film with the most consensus tends to win.
Right now, there ain't too much more we can do.
You predict the Best Picture at the Oscars at your own peril because there has been an upset year after year after year. Why should this year be any different?
How you're not scared of this, man?
Best Picture is a 5-film race. Any one of them can take it. Shape of Water and 3 Billboards are out front, but watch out for Dunkirk, Get Out, and Lady Bird.
Are you serious?
At my own peril, I'm going with 3 Billboards to win Best Picture. It's the film with the most artistic achievement, but it's very divisive. And the consensus film seems to be Shape of Water.
All right, so as we conclude our show here, Gosh, Shape of Water, but maybe it's a surprise. So even though Three Billboards has this momentum, I think it's Shape of Water. What about you?
That was initially my pick, but then you go with this theory that the votes could be split and we could have Get Out win for Best Picture. So
Right. We want to remind folks watching here in Los Angeles, KTLA has extended news coverage, several reports from the red carpet from Jessica and myself, complete coverage tonight and of course tomorrow on the KTLA Morning News. Our stations around the country also receiving lots of reports from the Oscars. Thanks to our friends Megan Henderson and Doug Cole for their help.
It's been fun.
We're going to go over all this. Every year it's fun.
Yeah, and Nick Barrios for joining Doug and Megan as well. What a pleasure to talk to Christopher Plummer, so many of the stars that we got to meet today.
Well, Sam Rubin and Jessica Holmes here. Eva Marie Saint will be on stage. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you at Oscars 2019. The Oscar ceremony itself is 90 minutes away. Have a great afternoon.